Hello and welcome to a brand new episode of Black on Black Cinema. I'm your host, Jay. I'm here with my co-host, Terrence.
What's up?
And Deacon.
Yo.
All right, Deacon, welcome back to the show. Since the last time we talked to you, man, you're out in LA, living those Tyler Perry dreams. I see you.
Yeah, it's about time. It took a while for things for me to get back on here. I appreciate that you reached out to me when you realized your ratings were dropping.
Thank you.
And you need somebody to come class it up. Mike is gone for a while, which is always fortunate. Obviously, Demetrius, Hellspawn, whatever his name is, he couldn't help the ratings and everything. So, you had to bring a real one in. We got a nice little, melanin conglomerate going on right now. So
it's a little dark. It's a little darker this week. A little darker.
It's smoldering right now. It's really smoldering right now.
Fair enough. So Micah and Tiara will be back, I believe, next week. I believe everybody will be back, which will be fun. But this episode, this will be very fun. This is episode 226, JDs Revenge. Look, this is the 1976 film. At the time you were listening to this is available on Amazon Prime for free. But it's also available, I think, on like the Brown Sugar streaming app as well. And you can also rent it. Let me read the log line for this movie because I can't help but chuckle every time I do. Murdered on Bourbon Street in 1942 New Orleans, a gangster returns from the dead 34 years later, possessing the body of a young black law student in his quest for revenge. This, of course, is starring Glynn Turman, Lou Gossett Jr., and Joan Pringle. The reason we are doing this movie, I will be honest, a little inside baseball, is because multiple times a year, Deacon sends us clips from this movie, or he quotes this movie, because he's the only person who had seen this. And this shit is ridiculous. Look, I figured it would be ridiculous. It somehow met and surpassed my expectations in how silly it was. But the one thing I will say about this is Glynn Turman is a real actor, because given the most insane script, he plays this shit totally serious. Like, he's like, oh, y'all want to like a dual role, a guy with, sort of dual personality, Jekyll and Hyde kind of thing. I will do it, but I'm going to take it totally serious, even though I read the script for this shit and it's nuts.
Dr. Jenkins and Mr. Hyde.
Basically, yes. And it's like, it should be played practically for laughs, but he does, like, he takes the role very serious. He is a consummate actor. So I give him a lot of credit. Look, I enjoyed the shit out of it. It's a little slow and weird in the beginning. And it's got like these horror elements and stuff like that. But then, like, I feel like the movie takes a hard turn once he gets a comp perm, because like shit goes off the fucking rails. But yeah, overall I enjoyed it. It's silly as hell, but I enjoyed the hell of it.
You like your dad's coke?
I was like,
when I was watching it, I was like, damn. I was like, as wild as this is, he's really like acting right now. Like he's legit putting in work with these quick flips of personality and temperament, and like he'll crack for a minute, as he's trying to regain control, and JD takes over again. Like he's really acting right now. It's wild. It's funny as hell though, man.
Yeah,
I didn't know I brought this home.
Yeah, no, this is all you. You deserve all the credit, however you want to take that for this movie. Terrence, what did you think?
Yeah, it's a wild ride. I didn't think it was as crazy as I thought it was going to be, honestly.
No,
because like again, he's like a consummate actor, and he's as straight as a fucking board through the whole movie. And I'm like, some of this is like really, really serious. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't get out of control until like the last 20 minutes.
Once the conch comes on, this nigga loses his mind.
It's like the last 20 to 25 minutes of the movie is fucking hilarious. But before that, like it's crazy, but it doesn't. I'm like, I thought it would be crazy.
Okay, that's fair.
I didn't hate it. It was interesting. It threw some horror elements into it. Was it 76?
76, yeah.
This came out? Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised. I was surprised that I actually liked it. I enjoyed it as silly as it is. Glynn Turman was great. There were a couple scenes I'm like, nigga, that's not how things work. Like, that's not how they should work. When he was talking to his homeboy in the hospital.
Yo, all right.
Not when they were at the table, like when they were sitting on the bench.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm like, yo, what the fuck kind of speech is this? But okay, 76, that's cool, whatever.
I'm like, yo, aren't you pre-med?
Right, I'm like, was he pre-med? I don't even know.
No, his friend was like doctoral student.
Okay. Yeah.
Either way, he's in a position not to be talking that shit, but we'll get to that, I guess.
My nigga, you need to lose your license. What the fuck is wrong with you? But no, overall, I enjoyed it. That last 20 minutes had me crying, laughing, because he just went off the rails.
Why?
Fucking Lou Gossett was in it.
Yeah, who apparently is only is he supposed to be like he's supposed to have aged 30 years, which is just hilarious to me.
Yeah, they just gave him a fucking he just had hair.
Yeah, that was it.
In like 1942, and this is 76.
Yeah,
look at us 30 years. How old was he? Okay,
right, exactly. Like
that was the other thing. Like, what's the timeline in this movie? Because none of this makes any fucking sense.
No, it did not.
None of it.
So the other thing I will say, and we'll get to it, is look, I've been to New Orleans. I think New Orleans is a great city. It's a great American city. But I'm gonna throw a little shade towards your city for a second. What kind of Keystone cops do you have fucking working there? Like, yo, what is going on with law enforcement? Like, the ending sort of resolution of this movie is bonkers. They're like, oh, he was possessed by a demon? That's fine. Right. You can leave.
They had roots put on him and fucking.
They were like, it happens all the time down here.
Yeah. Like, fine, voodoo dolls and shit, whatever.
I was just like, yo, this is not how law enforcement works. But you know what?
Let them go. The second line coming down the street.
Yeah, it's just like they were so dismissive. Like, he's this murderer. Like, who cares? Who gives a fuck? So yeah, let's get into it. Holy shit. The movie starts out, and we see JD, who this is 1942 New Orleans. He sees I guess his sister, like he sees his sister talking to this guy who we'll talk about later, and she's like, yeah, I'm gonna tell Elijah that it's not even his baby, and he's like, you ain't gonna say shit. And then he pulls out a razor, and he just gingerly cuts her throat, and she dies, which is fucked up.
So when she first gets hit with it, though, that split second when she realized she got cut, look at her face, she's like,
it's like, yeet. Oh shit.
But wait, my question: Why are they meeting at Murray Steakhouse? What's going on?
Yeah, I don't. I don't know why they're in a meat plant, like the killing floor of a meat packing plant. Like, it's very strange.
Why is everybody here?
It's just very strange. And so then, after she gets killed, Elijah runs to her, or excuse me, JD runs to her, and he's got blood all over his hands. Again, this is his sister. And Lou Gossett Jr.'s character comes, and he's like, "You're a murderer!" And so then the other guy just shoots JD, and he dies. Fast forwarding then to 34 years later, where 1976, where JD is long dead, but there is this young law student named Ike. And
hold on, I'm sorry. Can we talk about JD's death scene?
Yeah, go for it.
Yo, if I ever get shot, please let me go out like that. Yo, that was.
Have you ever seen what is that clip of that like Tyler Perry show where like one dude smacks another guy and the guy like spins and falls down
like a pirouette?
Yeah, that's the same thing.
Tyler,
he got hit with the bullet, started to stop for a minute, he do a pirouette.
Yeah,
what are you doing, man? Just fall. I know it's a blaxploitation, but come on.
Like, you better than that. So we cut to these guys playing football. It is like playing a pickup game of football, I guess, at their college, but they're somehow allowed to play in the stadium, which I found to be interesting. Like, okay,
these niggas are playing a pickup game in the stadium in basketball shorts. I'm like, what? Okay,
there we go. Terrence, dude, them shorts are out of control.
Well, like some people are wearing jeans and some people are wearing shorts, and then like families are there. I'm like, yo, it's a pickup game. Like, what is going on? Like,
what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, it's just incredibly random. So we basically
it's not even hoochie daddy shorts. They just straight up selling the ass. Yeah,
they are.
So I heard to turn away for a minute. I was scared somebody might fall out. I'm like, hold up, this is a little too much.
Hey, this is 1976. Like, you gonna get what they selling. Like that, it is what it is. So we see Ike and his girlfriend. I'm trying to remember her name. Christella, I guess.
Yeah.
And she's, they're close or whatever. Things are going well. Again, they're young college students or, I guess grad students, which is why, everybody's 35 fucking years old. And, and it's like, the thing is, like, Glynn Turman is playing this role of Ike as like very cool. Like, he's like a very cool, collected dude, like never too out of control. Yeah. Like, he's got his head on his shoulders, right? She's quizzing him, I guess, for he's got an exam coming up or whatever, and they're supposed to go out with their two friends, right? For like their friends' 1 year anniversary. I'd like to just make that point because it's their friends' 1 year anniversary of like them being their two friends being in a relationship together. Smash cut to them going out with their friends, and they're at a titty bar. And I was like,
yo.
My wife and I were watching this together. I literally looked over at my wife and I said, they made it seem like they were going out with their friends, but then they smash cut to this titty bar. Like, they're not at the titty bar with their friends. And then the camera pans down. They are at the titty bar with their friends.
Yo.
It was a wild anniversary. That was a wild anniversary.
I'm saying, that's not a bad anniversary celebration. If you got to go out.
I mean, I'm not mad at it.
I found the decision very odd. I was just like, okay, they're at a strip club. What? Okay, yeah, I guess that's cool.
That's pretty progressive, though. Women at the strip club just hanging out, checking out titties.
I mean, it's just hilarious, and the women are like, yeah, yeah, go ahead. I'm like, what fantasy land shit is this?
It's New Orleans.
Tired ass shake.
Yeah, it's New Orleans. You know what? You're right.
They were tired. They were tired as shit.
Well,
and this is what I'm looking at now. You weren't too bad.
No, the white girl. I'm like, you can pan away. Like you can pan away. I'm not impressed. I'm not impressed. This is way.
The first one, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I wasn't mad at it. But it is funny because like Terrence, you're right. It was like, yeah, it's New Orleans because I had totally forgotten that's where they were, and then like they walk out and they're on Bourbon Street. I was like, oh, it's Bourbon Street. Yeah, okay, this makes all the sense in the world. Like, this is where you go. Like, this is what you do. I don't know if either one of you have ever been in New Orleans, but yeah, Bourbon Street is a wild. That's a wild.
Yeah,
yeah, that's highly recommend. I highly recommend.
I'm surprised you got so much clothes on though. It is New Orleans, shit. What season is it? Because shit, I've heard like in January, 80 degrees.
Yeah, they get a little hot down there, like a little too hot. Yeah, so they leave. They're out, like kind of just walking around down on Bourbon Street or what have you, and then they go to like a hypnotist show because of course they do. And there's this hypnotist up there, and she's hypnotizing like a bunch of guys, Ike being one of them. And she's like, "Look, once you're hypnotized, we're gonna like have some fun and make you do funny things or whatever." And like comedy ensues, right? She tells him it's really hot. She tells him it's really cold, so they're like stripping their clothes off or trying to put their clothes on, and just like kind of goofball shit, right? But this is, I guess, some sort of impetus for Ike feeling a little weird afterwards, right? And when he kind of like wakes up, or like while he's under the trance, he's kind of being sort of possessed by JD's ghost, right? At that same time, and like the screen turns red, they show a cow and then like somebody fucking stab a cow.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was a real cow. It was 1976.
Yeah, you could probably
much.
just do it. Like, who gives a fuck?
My question though, like they could have did a bit of a better job, kind of implying that, like how was this situation a vessel for being hypnotized? Okay,
right?
JD's
It didn't
make no fucking sense. It just
Yeah, he would like is
like,
JD's ghost like just waiting around for a hypnotist victim. He's like, all right, now I'm gonna get that nigga right there. He didn't pass his grave, like he ain't, trip and fall on his hat, like nothing.
Right.
So it's kind of odd.
JD just sitting on a possession bus stop, just waiting for a lift.
Right. Basically. Like, you know what? This guy would look good in my hat. Yeah, I'm gonna go with him. So
it isn't like the club was built over the slaughterhouse or anything like that, because the slaughterhouse still exists.
Right. Yeah, there's
it's not like a haunted type thing. It's just like there's no rhyme or reason to why the fuck all of a sudden he got possessed.
Did he eat some contaminated meat?
Right.
Whatever happened to him? They used to be like all the rage back in the day.
What's that?
Yeah, everyone found out the niggas is a bunch of fucking frauds. That's what
I asked whatever happened to hypnotists. Like I remember, like back in like the 80s.
Oh, it was yeah. They were frauds. Yeah. It was all bullshit. Those people were paid. So yeah, like so then like he's kind of like wigging out and feeling a little weird, but then they're like, let's just go dancing. And he's like, all right, yeah, let's just go have a good time. Like ain't no big deal. So they go to the dance club, they have some fun, disco ball, yada yada yada. We kind of see that scene again with the cow and the woman getting murdered, and which is fucked up. At one point, Ike is like, "All right, I maybe had a little too much beer. I need to probably let's go home." We're like, "Nah, fuck this."
Wait. Can we talk about how Glynn Turman was 21 going on 42?
Was he 21 in this movie?
I'm just guessing, yo. He always just seems so much.
I looked it up. He was 29 in this movie.
All right, that makes sense. 29. But he still looked like a grown ass man.
Yeah, everybody looked old, man.
Yeah, everybody dressed old. Like they just say everybody from 20 to fucking 47 years old dressed the same. So it is what it is. So they go home, and back at home, Ike takes some aspirin. It's like he's got like a headache or what have you. He does something that is like crazy. Like his girlfriend's like, why don't you take a look at these? He's like, now leave me alone, goddammit. Like, I need some aspirin. Like, I don't feel good. Just like,
she was ready for the action.
And she's like, is everything okay?
I got something to show you. He was like, nah, bitch, I'm tired. He was like, what? I got a headache. Leave me alone.
I would have been like, see how it feel? Huh? You got a headache tonight? See how I feel? Fuck that. You ain't tired. Shut up. So she looks highly disappointed. Yeah, well, welcome to our world, ladies. See? He's sitting there looking over to the side, all clutched up and shit. Like it's just hilarious. Like the visual of that is just funny.
Yeah, she just tight. She mad as fuck.
She laying there looking at him like, bitch.
Yeah, I know you ain't going nowhere because you was with me the whole night, but fuck you, nigga.
Yeah. Look, yeah, you really want to piss a woman off. Reject her when she comes on to you for sex. Nah, I'm good. Like, what?
Oh, look. All right, wait. So have you ever done that? I know I have.
Yeah, I definitely have. Yeah.
Wait. Have you ever done it to prove a point? Or have you done it just because you was made or you couldn't?
Nah. Out of spite. Out of spite. Not with my wife. I'd like to point on record. Not with my wife, but definitely out of spite before. Yeah. Come on. I'm good. I'm good. I don't even want it. Meanwhile, I'm sitting there and I'm pissed because I'm like, damn it. Like, of course I want it. What the fuck?
What about you, Terrence?
Yes. No. I don't know. I'm not
mean.
I couldn't
you mean ass did
it. Maybe it's possibly that I was actually legitimately tired because sometimes it'd be like,
yeah, sometimes you are.
Sometimes you are legitimately tired, and you're like, I'm gonna be doing all the work any fucking way. So,
as we've learned on a past podcast, 5 minutes is a very long time.
Like, it
Yo,
is.
that, yo, people, look.
Oh, I could go 30 minutes straight. No, the fuck you can't, you lying ass nigga. But it's fine.
Look, I'm not saying 5 minutes is an acceptable time. You should be able to last longer than 5 minutes, but 5 minutes gets a bad rap. Yo, that's a long time to be doing the work men do. Nah, yo. If
look,
5 minutes ain't long if you laying there, you just laying there. Like, nah, knock it off.
I got 27 strong pumps. You
27. Look, congratulations. I see your numbers are. I see you getting your number up. Hey, working on your cardio.
But you know what's funny? Like, that's also the reason why I've never had makeup sex. People always say, "Yeah, makeup sex is the best." Blah blah. Because like usually when I'm pissed, I'm good. You can keep that shit. I don't want it. Like I'm not even.
Yeah, I'm not that's not a thing for me, yo. Like I get like if I'm pissed off. Like I'm pissed off.
Right.
Like we don't need to have makeup sex. Like let's get over it completely, and then we're like totally good. And then which is like I don't want to anger fuck you. Like that's no.
Yeah,
I don't hate you. No, I don't need that. That's what he does to this woman later in the movie. Like. Hey, you like that? I'm like, nigga, relax. Relax.
Chill, nigga.
Gotta go take you on a long ride.
I'm gonna take you on a ride. Right. Yeah, the lines he throws out are fucking wild.
Out of control. All right, go ahead.
So the next day he meets up with his buddy. Meanwhile, by the way, Ike drives a cab like part-time so that he can like pay for school or whatever. But he meets up with his friend. And the doctor student, and he's like, yeah, man, I think everything is all right, but like I think I kind of want to get checked out. He's like, all right, well, I can hook you up with a doctor friend of mine, check you out or whatever. It's probably just stress, like ain't no big deal. You're working real hard, everything else. He's like, all right, yeah, I think I'm gonna do that. So then like he goes, he's like driving his cab. He picks up a couple people. He sees a hat in a window that he feels compelled to go buy. And it's like very much a 1940s gangster kind of hat.
Look here, bro. JD got to get fly before we can go revenging. All right.
Look, man, the dude looks good in that hat. I got to say, looks good in the hat. He's rocking it. I'm not mad at him about it. It's kind of funny because JD kind of looks like a great, like an ugly great value version of my dad back in the day, which is wild. Like he kind of does. Like he just does.
Oh shit.
That
explains everything.
I mean, it kind of does. It kind of does. I mean, my dad don't have a knife wound up here or anything like that, but like if my dad got hit with an ugly stick a couple times and like, yeah. I mean, he ain't have a conch perm. Like that shit is ridiculous. I mean, maybe back in the day he might have.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you know what? I can't. I can't say for sure. I really can't. And he always felt like a person perpetually trapped in the 70s anyway. So JD goes to see a friend of his who's like into some shit, and he's like, "Hey man, like look, I need, I forget what he's like. He's asking him for help or whatever, for like some money or whatever, and the guy's like kind of like a gangster himself, right? It's like he's kind of like weirdly easing into that universe, even though that's not the world he's really in during the day,
Oh wait, real quick though,
Sure.
to go backwards. So when he goes sees the doctor that his buddy hooked him up with, the doctor was like, "Yeah, look, man, you probably just stressed. Go relax. Meditate, smoke some weed."
Right. Yeah, yes, thank you. I totally forgot about that. I'm like, yo, what kind of doctor are you? What kind of doctor are you? I just use some illegal drugs. Like, it's not a big deal.
He's ahead of the curve.
I mean, yeah, he's not like, yeah, it turns out he was on that medical marijuana shit like way before everyone else.
Man.
But that was a wild lot. Like, just use some illegal drugs. Like,
I was like, nigga, it's 70. It ain't illegal yet, bro. God damn.
Just smoke some weed. Ain't no big deal. It's like, okay. I mean, in 76, it kind of wasn't a big deal, but it is that I've totally forgot about that line. That shit had me fucking rolling.
But this pimp was where have we seen this pimp before? His face looks so familiar.
I don't know him. I don't know him.
Do some research, somebody. Shit. But you know what was funny about him when he when JD said he wanted to play the not JD.
Oh right, he wants to play the numbers.
He was way too excited to get that dollar. Oh yeah, how much?
Yeah, because he was like, oh, got you on the dark side. I'm like, all right, relax. I'm just playing numbers. Like, didn't everybody do that?
Gateway drug. First play numbers, then you do heroin.
Yeah, well, you smoke a little weed from your doctor, your doctor's, your local doctor's advice. You play the numbers, and then heroin, and then casual domestic abuse, which just seems to just sprinkled all through this movie for some fucking reason. So Ike gets home. He's like, oh, he lays down. He's got a headache. And then like he looks in the mirror and he starts to see. He sees JD giving it to some woman. And he goes back out to see his girlfriend, and he's like, oh yeah, how you doing, baby? And she's like, oh, you should get some sleep. You'll feel better in the morning. He's like, nah, I'm feeling frisky. Because now he's sort of possessed by JD's ghost.
Right.
And like he starts trying to have sex with her. Like there's a bit of a like, is he going to choke her to death? Like kind of moment. Like I'm not really quite sure. And look, back in the 70s, you could get your hand, just full of titty in a movie. Like they were just cool with that. Like
he grabbed the shit out of titty.
Yeah, he did. Like she was like, "Nigga, this ain't even in the script." That shit was.
Sorry, my bad.
It was like, look, I saw it. What can I do?
Hey, just be cool.
He's like, no, this is for the scene. I'm a thespian. Don't worry. Take your shirt off.
Right, I'm a method actor.
Yeah, very method. So they start having sex, which is also fine. But like he starts like he doesn't like. He just grabs her hair, like, and starts having what can only be described as like trying to bite through her neck as they're having sex. And like it's clearly very rough sex, and she doesn't enjoy it at first, but because this is the 70s and like sexual relations and everything else are weird, and like the lines are very thin, and 1970s movies, they were habitual line crossers. She just goes from ow to oh shit, oh yeah, this is it, daddy. It was like, wait, no, that's a bad message. I was
confused. I was fucking befuddled. I'm like, does she like? Because she kept going back and forth. I'm like, do you like it? Okay, I can tell you like it there.
Right.
I can't tell if you is this right? Do you like it again? I don't know. And I felt very uncomfortable because I'm like, I don't like this. Like it's fucking wild.
Like let's go like all in one way or the other. Let me condemn it or rewind it so I can see it again. Like, come on now.
But then at one point he stops, and like she beats him on the chest, like, don't stop.
I'm like, bitch, make up your mind. I'm like, I can't tell. Like,
yeah, it's not acceptable, It's not acceptable. You got to pick a lane. Look, just pick a lane, and then you can do your role playing shit. But pick a lane. Like, don't. It's 2022. Don't do that.
All right. So let me ask you guys this. All right, rough sex. Where do you fall in that?
I'm not a fan. I don't like it.
I don't like.
I'm not a fan. Like, I don't feel like I'm beating the shit out of you while I'm having sex with you. That's weird.
Yeah, I'm not opposed to like a little bit. Like I don't like I'm not a fan of, unless I'm told that it's acceptable. I'm not a fan of like grabbing somebody's hair and shit like that. Though I was told that was acceptable with one woman once, and I was like, oh, okay, that's all right. Let's see how that goes. Yeah. And it was fine. Shit. It was great. That was her thing. Which I was happy to oblige. But like I'm not gonna try it and then you tell me no. Like I'm not gonna do that.
Yeah,
like
I'm gonna let you tell me what the line is.
Yeah.
If I even want to. Like hair, like pulling hair maybe, and like a light choke if they want. I'm like, but like I'm not trying. Like, look, I'm not Jason. Like, I'm not trying to kill. No. It's weird. I don't like it. I'm not saying.
I remember the first time I ran into that, it was years ago. Before it kind of became kind of common knowledge, especially among black women. And I remember one chick.
Yeah, because that's very much normally a very white chick thing.
Yeah, I'm like, choke you. She's like, yeah, I'm like, okay.
Huh?
Give me pressure. I'm like,
hold on. Hold on.
This paper, please.
Right. Hold on. I'm gonna record it. You say that shit, and you tell me the day and time. Like, nah, yo.
I'm like, she's like, hard. I'm like, okay. It took a minute. I had to get used to that shit for a second.
Like, you do know I've done this to choke niggas out in real life, right?
Right. Like, I don't. Once I get started, I can't stop. It's like Pringles and shit. Like, you gotta relax.
Yo, I don't mind a little rough play, but the craziest rough situation I had, she never gonna hear this because she don't watch the show, obviously. Yo, I got punched in the stomach.
You don't know.
You got punched in the stomach.
She donkey punch you?
That's unacceptable, yo. Also, that fucks up the vibe, yo. Ow, fuck.
Yeah. So just kind of set the scene up. So we getting busy, and I'm behind her, basically, and so I'm going.
You at elbow?
So at some point, she reaches back and hits me like right across like my side, like bleach like the side of your stomach.
Nah, yo, that's not a turnover. That's not a turnover.
And she was kind of slim, so like you could feel like those bones on her damn face. She did shit like 2 or 3 times, and so I got to suck it up because I ain't trying to mess up the group. I got to show my man about mine. But
nah, you gotta grab that hand, like like hold on a second now, relax. She was just like throwing her fist back.
Yep, straight up haymaker, bang. Like I think the last one, she actually knocked the wind out of me a little bit.
Yeah, that's a wild move. Yeah, that's a wild move.
What was the end goal of that? Like you hit me in my fucking in my sternum. Like what's wrong with you?
Dude, I don't know, but you know what? Now that I brought it up, this would be a side conversation after the show. I'm gonna hit her up. I'm gonna ask her.
No, you should ask her. Like the fuck, and all you should say is like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?"
Remember those years ago? So what was up with the?
Yo, that's a wild move. Nah, you don't gotta do all that. Like, yeah. I guess the only thing I would probably be like, "Hey, that seems cool," is like, but even it's got light, like take it easy, light, like I get the nails across the back kind of thing. I get that. I get it. I get it. But like again, like I'm old. I'm not from this new era where chicks got razors for fucking fingernails now. No, don't touch me, yo. Don't touch me. Like no, yo. You have claws now, like you're fucking Wolverine clones. Get out of here.
Like you want me to hold it? I like no.
I'd rather you not. Yeah. Oh, you want a hand job? I'd rather you not touch me with those at all. Just put your hands like this, and I'll handcuff you to the headboard, so we're all safe.
Like, that's another thing. I don't do.
Nah. Nope.
Hand no kind of tying up.
Nah. I don't try. Look. I don't trust my wife with that shit. I'll be like, "Oh, you forgot to do the dishes. Surprise!" Like, nah, yo. No, I don't trust it.
I'll rip that fucking headboard off the goddamn.
Like we don't have. You know what? We don't have a headboard. Just to be safe, don't trust it. Nope.
Smart man.
See, always thinking. But so after this, after coitus, she's looking at him like there's something different. Like I ain't had no crazy hair pulling, deep dicking like that in a long time. Like not from your ass. And so she's a little suspicious.
That's true.
Hey, then we see this scene is fucking.
Nigga, this shit is hilarious.
This scene is awesome.
It's funny as shit.
I almost wanted to go out and apply to drive a cab just to do this. I just get an Uber.
You know what, Terrence? I'm sorry, dude. I totally see you doing
100%. 100%.
Nah, because I go to jail. Like,
okay.
You got like trackers and shit on your phone, on your cars and shit now.
You would do this shit
broad day.
You would do this shit and move to Detroit.
Yeah, be like, you know what? I'm out. I'm out. They'll never find me. So
Did she say something to him? Or was JD like, fuck this white bitch? And just like,
I mean,
she didn't say nothing.
I don't think she said a damn thing to him, yo. Like, I think she was just.
I'm looking at it now. She didn't say anything.
No, she ain't say nothing. He was just being an asshole. So
he's listening to a sermon.
Yeah, he's listening to like Elijah Muhammad or something.
I think he's listening to what's his name, Lou Gossett.
Oh, was it Lou Gossett? And,
yeah, I think so.
And he's like, the white man's the devil or some shit like that, right? And it's like, yeah, I get it. And like, you're right. And so while he's driving this cab and he picks up this old white woman, right? And he's listening to the radio and he's just straight blasting like white people the devil, like just over the radio. I'm like, damn, like nigga, you don't want to turn it down? He's like, nah, fuck these white devils. I'm like, all right, again, I get it. So he's driving and he looks in the rear view mirror and he sees JD's reflection there, right? He sees JD and he's like, and that's sort of a narrative tell that like that's when JD is like possessing him. And so as JD, he's just starts driving around in circles, like hard circles in this cab with this poor old white woman in the back. And she's like, oh, stop. She sounds like Jared Leto in fucking House of Gucci. And, like, oh. and she's getting thrown all around the car.
Yo, when she hits her head on the fucking glass and it breaks.
She smashes her head against the window. And the fucking glass falls out, which is hilarious. And then he just gets out. He stops the car and he gets out. He's like, get out, bitch. And just throws her out of the car for no reason. For no reason. Apparently, that's just how JD did it back in the day.
I'm surprised they didn't get the car on two wheels out there.
Yo, he's driving that car hard as shit around those turns. This poor lady.
You look at the way he's walking, the mannerisms, he's really acting like a motherfucker in this role, dude.
I mean, that is the thing about Turman in this. Like, he's quite literally like his mannerisms change as he's Ike or JD. Like that's what's pretty impressive. Like he never breaks. Like he's always, you can tell which character he is a mile away. He just takes his woman's briefcase out. Come on, get the fuck out of my car. Please don't kill me. Kill you, bitch. Get off me. What the fuck is wrong with you? Is you crazy?
I'm honestly surprised he didn't roll back over top of her ass.
You're right.
Left it in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yo, he then goes through her purse, sees she has cash. It's not enough. He throws the cash on the ground.
She had like $2.
It's like, fuck
and you. Just threw it back at her. Like, God damn.
He just left it.
But wait, can we talk about JD for a second? This is the wildest revenge movie I've ever seen in my damn life. When you really think about it, he's just out here bugging. I mean, think about like his situation. All right, they killed his sister. They killed him. They basically, set him up on it, and everybody rolls scot free. Your ghost comes back 30 years later. Hey, look, they killed my sister. They blame me for it, and they killed me. I need you to help me clear my name. All right, let's move forward. No, he comes out the gate just wilding for no reason.
Yeah, what's your revenge on this random white woman for no goddamn reason? She ain't do a goddamn thing. She ain't even say nothing, yo. She wasn't like, take me to Main Street, nigga. Like, she ain't say nothing. She just got in the cab.
Focus, man. Focus. You gotta go. Focus, bro.
Yeah, he was like, nah, I'm gonna fuck up everybody on my way to finding these bad guys. It's like crazy. So when he's back home, Ike, I suppose, like, still kind of like JD a little bit. Like, he's got these moments where he's kind of in between. And he's like sort of reminiscing about the past of like pulling the razor on somebody after seeing his sister get killed. He's like looking at this new razor. He's like, oh, well, that's interesting. And he's remembering, some white woman he fucked with at one point. And then he goes and he finds Elijah Bliss. This is Lou Gossett Jr.'s character, who is now like a big time preacher of sorts. Kind of looks like a Luke Cage character. Look, Lou Gossett Jr., another real actor. Like,
yeah, right.
Like another very serious real actor. Look, this nigga was an Iron Eagle. Get out of here. Like, take him serious. And he is playing, sort of a, one of these like crazy, preachers, and he's got the black like that fucking tempo of preacher, which is very like Southern Baptist, I guess, which makes sense. They're in New Orleans.
Did they go to school for that?
What's that?
I said, do they go to school for that? It's just every black preacher I've seen does that cadence. Like,
look,
yeah, the tomorrow comes. Like,
it's
just tell me the story.
They just told me the story. Just ask for the money so we can get out of here.
Yeah, shit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like it is weird how common that is. Like it's very strange.
I think somebody would try to switch it up. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm gonna do mumble preaching or something. God damn.
Mumble preaching.
With some fucking auto tune underneath it.
Auto tune, exactly.
Yeah, why not?
This is a long fucking sermon, yeah. Like this section, this scene was pretty goddamn long.
Yeah, definitely.
Like,
yeah.
What the fuck?
I thought he was really trying to get some money. I started reaching in my pocket for a minute.
I mean, it's like a Tyler Perry movie. Like they played the whole sermon in real time and shit. Like they got their whole choir. I'm like, that's not necessary. We can sum it up.
The whole song, down the bridge.
Right, like just get to it. Hurry up. At one point, somebody in the audience calls Elijah a fake and a phony, and then attacks him, and
Right.
punches Lou Gossett Jr. in the face. And look, it gets a little rough. And look, frankly, much like that dude who got robbed this past week with $400K worth of jewelry in his church, even since 1976, niggas been calling out preachers for their bullshit.
You ain't lying. Let's talk about Lou Gossett for a minute, yo. At one point, Lou Gossett was the shit.
He was the nigga of the moment for a while. Yeah, he was.
Yo, I mean, it was definitely warranted. It was definitely earned.
Oh yeah,
I remember the first time I saw him. The first time I saw him as a kid, one of my mother's favorite movies was Officer and a Gentleman.
Yeah,
where he was basically the shit.
Yeah, because your mom wasn't your mom in the military?
No, my dad was.
Your dad was, right. Okay.
Yeah. She loved it. She loved that movie. She loved Lou Gossett, boy.
Yeah. My mom was in the military. She loved that movie. And she loved Lou Gossett Jr. for the same fucking reason. I'm like, relax.
Yeah,
but he was. No, Officer and Gentleman's a good movie. I mean, like Iron Eagle and Iron Eagle 2, 3, and 4. I think he was in all of those. Like, yeah, I mean, like he was just.
Oh, and let's not forget his illustrious stint on Good Times.
Who did he play in Good Times? I've seen every episode of Good Times.
I think he played Florida's nephew. But he was like he's kind of out there, shiesty, always like running numbers and shit.
That seems about right for him back then. Yeah, absolutely.
That's the other thing. Then, like another episode, I can't remember which one came before the other. But one other episode, he was dating Thelma.
Yes, that I do remember. At that
point, he was recycling actors. So
yeah, it's like you've been in it before. Like, they ain't going no. Put a wig on him, like, or don't. Like, who gives a shit?
Right.
So, Elijah's daughter takes notice of Ike. I assume it's the same actress who plays the mom, right? Like her mother, because like
it's the same.
Right? It's got to be the same woman, right? Yeah, because they look fucking identical. That woman was super fine.
I thought she looked like Superhead.
She kind of does, yo. She kind of does. She's good looking. She's a good looking woman. Look, this movie's got look, Ike's girlfriend is what's her real name? Joan Pringle. She's fine too. Like, no, this movie hitting. I ain't mad at it. So then we fast forward a bit. Ike is back at his apartment, drinking Ripple or whatever, and he's talking to his girlfriend. He's like, nobody talks to me like that, especially no bitch whore like you. And then,
wow, nigga, like, what the fuck?
Like, relax. How about that? How about you relax? He said I ought to put you on the goddamn street. Like, yo, this is your girlfriend. You gotta chill. Like, Don't make her your bottom bitch.
No.
That's not right. And then
see, that's why you don't drink room temperature Ripple. Don't do it.
Yeah, it'll fuck you up. And then he just kicked her out. He just threw her ass out. Which is not acceptable. Yeah, he just starts going crazy.
The slap and that scream it shouldn't be funny because it's domestic abuse. But the way he slapped and that scream she let out was hilarious. I'm sorry.
That's not right. Like, I mean, here's the thing. The way that this movie handles domestic violence is woefully unacceptable. It's
out of control.
Like, not only is domestic violence just like very common, it's just like, oh, you gonna slap your girlfriend? Like, it's fine. Like, as long as you don't do a closed fist, it's just an open hand. Like, you're good.
Right.
And the way they talk about it, everyone is like, well, he's stressed. Don't worry about it. I'm like, that's not acceptable, That's not acceptable.
It's a Thursday.
Like, when people long for the days of this time, I'm like, you sure? Because there's a lot of shit that is like, it's not acceptable, man. It's
like, I feel like I'm pretty sure they are sure.
All right, you know what? You might be right.
like when you think about it, give it a little slap.
It's like Sean Connery and shit. What's the problem? So
for 30 years.
Fucking crazy. So he goes. After he kicks out his girlfriend, he goes and he looks in the mirror. He's all stressed out. He's freaking out, and he sees JD's face in the mirror, and he's laughing at him, and he smashes the mirror, and behind the mirror is still his face there. Which, look, this is 1976. That dude was just standing in the next room, and they just had an opening. That's all it was.
I think it looked like it was superimposed. I couldn't tell how they did that shit. I'm like, it's not too bad.
Yeah, I feel I feel like that nigga was standing right there, and he's just like, ha ha ha, it's crazy, ain't it? Like, just reach out and touch it. Like, yeah, I know, because they can't afford. They got $4 budget. We see his girlfriend back at her friend's apartment, Christella, and she's got what appears to be the world's worst bruise from slapping. Like, it's red, and then his finger marks are white on her face. I was like, wow. That is some serious makeup. Like, it shit looks nuts. And he's like, I don't know what to say. My bad. I was wilding. And
like, I don't remember, baby.
Yeah, like and his friend,
this conversation.
His friend is like,
I was like, yo, what is happening?
Like, so he goes, oh man, you don't need a shrink. You ain't cracking up. Yeah, you're under a lot of pressure. Like, last night you had to let off a little steam. Excuse me? Like, beating on a woman is not letting off steam, my nigga. Like, that's not. And he's like,
sometimes I'll be a bitch.
Like, is this where he's like, look, you got to show him where the line is?
Back. He goes, he'll be back. It's like, sometimes you got to go upside the head. I'm like,
when the woman starts handing you lip. He was like, they want, you gotta be a little bit of a nigga for him sometimes. I was like, what the fuck kind of conversation is this? Yeah, he says, you gotta go into your nigga act on him. Like, that's terrible advice. You have horrible bedside manner, my dude. Like, it's just horrible, You can't tell a dude that beating on a woman is totally acceptable when you're stressed.
My man.
Also, he looked like Bill Cosby a little bit here, which I found to be
and sometimes you gotta beat a bitch. They need beating sometimes. Like, wow.
You tell your friend to use illegal drugs. You're a doctor. You say it's okay to beat his girlfriend. Like, this is horrible support. This is horrible support.
Hey, man.
I'm glad you did it.
What? It's about time you did sometimes.
Like, nah, this is unacceptable.
Sometimes let off a little steam, man.
Like, all right, the cop's gonna let off some steam on your ass if you don't stop fucking around.
It's pretty encouraging that you did this. Shows that you a man. I'm like,
no, dude.
All right,
like, we can't be friends no more.
all kinds of wrong. What is wrong with you?
You gotta go get a nigga hat. Show him.
Yeah, that's the wildest bit of dialogue. I like at this point. That's the wildest shit that's been said in this movie. And I was like,
Yeah.
like, come on, man, come on. And it's like, oh, was that the bar? Yeah, the bar is very low. Don't worry, they'll surpass that quite easily.
Oh man, this motherfucker probably training to be a damn gynecologist.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like, I love working with women. Do you? Like, I feel like you shouldn't. You shouldn't be around any women ever.
He in the room, like, all right, come on, bitch, get your legs up.
I'm like, you know what? I want another doctor. I don't trust you.
I don't trust.
Fuck out of here.
What? I was just trying to show, the nigga in me. Like, I know they need that sometimes. Like, sir, this is a hospital. Like, sir, this is a Wendy's. Like, what are you doing?
Get the legs up. Let's see what it's looking like.
So we cut to Christella talking to her cousin. Again with this insane bruise on the side of her face. He's a cop, and he's like, "Look, I'm gonna fuck him up. I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna figure this out."
That was her ex-husband.
Oh, was it her ex-husband? Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah.
No, I thought it was her cousin. Christella gets on the bus, and Ike happens to see her, and he runs over and he hops on the bus. He's like, "Oh, look, we got to talk. I'm sorry. Sorry about that." And she's like, and her friend's like, "Speak of the devil, fuck that nigga." And he's like, "Look, come on now, let's sit down and let's talk. Like, look, I don't even remember beating your ass. So can you forgive me? Like, nigga, that sounds like alcoholism. Like, no, like, what the fuck are you talking about?"
Right.
But she forgives him. No.
Of course she.
Yeah, I guess she was like, "Oh, he might be possessed by a demon. Let me give him a chance." Like, that's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. So she forgives him, and she's like, "Oh, I missed you. Yeah, I missed you, girl. Yeah, whatever." And so then
She didn't forgive him at
She
first.
didn't forgive him yet.
oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Like, nah,
Not yet.
Yeah, don't worry, it'll be later tonight. Like, it ain't. So then he gets possessed by JD again, and he writes revenge on a flyer that says Elijah Bliss on it, and so JD goes to the church, and where he meets up. He meets Elijah's daughter, and he starts flirting with her, and he's like, he's trying to make something happen.
Wait. I'm sorry, Jay. Wait, hold on a sec. So I'm going back looking at him on the bed smoking his pipe. I guess he's having a flashback. What was this shit they were doing? Was it a rap battle? What was happening here?
Like, I don't know. Again, he's just having these weird flashbacks that make no sense. Like, he was
he was like, "I'm gonna put you in the ground. I'm gonna take you all the way to the floor, the killing floor, or like I'm gonna cut you every which way but loose or whatever." I was like, I was like, "Are y'all niggas gonna fight?" Like
it's
talking
like
a lot of
context,
bullshit.
my nigga, context. What are you talking about?
Right? It was a bit weird.
Why?
It was like a smack DVD. That was happening.
Yeah, I didn't like. It was just like two grown niggas like shooting at dozens for no reason, like just standing around. Yeah, I don't know what that was. I was like, look, either fight or just shut up.
You better stop selling tickets, boy.
Yeah, it was really weird. Like, it was just very weird. Yeah, I totally forgot about that part. So I basically picks up Elijah's daughter at church. I will be honest. This is one of my like rare church stories. Like, as an adult, I stopped going to church. Like, I walked out of church at like 19, and I was like, end of this. I'm done. I got it. Like, I get the whole story. This feels like bullshit to me, and like that was the end of my religious career. And
Yeah.
But I remember going back to church. My mom had me go back to church with her for something, and I was like, I think I was like 21 at the time. 21, 20. I was 21, and
yeah,
I went, and I hadn't been there in like 2 years, and it was like a night event, and I'm looking around, and I was totally cognizant of the fact that I didn't give a fuck what they were talking about, like at the church or anything like that, because all I was doing was like, there's a lot of hot ass chicks in here. Like, that's all I was paying attention to. and I was just like, nigga, you a piece of shit. What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? And I was like, but also, like, they are
like, are you?
I mean, they were. Like, how do dudes meet women in church? Like, they be like, looking around. Hey.
Again, like, there's a reason why they have that whole trope about the churches, about the preacher's daughter.
The church I went to, that was 100% true. That was 100% true. She was
a reason for
it. They be throwing that shit like the Holy Ghost.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, PKs tend to be pretty wild. That is almost always true.
Church woman, that was the only reason we used to go to what was that? Empowerment Temple when it first started. Jamal Bryant.
Yeah, too bad. He was scooping up everybody in the audience. And y'all niggas was like, yo, ain't no single girls here. Yeah, they all dating that nigga. That's why.
Yeah, I know I told that story like one of the last times I was on the show. But yeah, my buddy called me like, yo, we gotta go to church, man. Like, what?
Yeah, that's wild.
Yo, that's some nigga shit. Like it's a club.
There's so many fucking freaks in there. Like, word?
Like, yo, we going down to the church like it's the paradox. Like, nigga.
Like it's the paradox.
What are you doing?
That's true.
Around drinking biscuits. Like, yeah.
Like, you got any communion? Like, get away from me, sir. Get away from me. Yeah, that's like the only problem is like you can't date anybody from the church because then they want you to come every Sunday. Like, I ain't here for that.
I'm not gonna do that.
Here's what I propose. I got
a story. So this was years ago.
Here comes some debauchery.
Did you ever remember that one channel that used to be on cable? It was like the dating channel.
Oh yeah, of course, yeah.
Yeah, it was like the personal ads. Yeah. So I think I was like 18, 17. I don't know. Anyway, so I called one, right?
Oh no!
How much? We like $9.99 a minute.
I think so. So
your mom's like, "Yo, you been on my phone bill?"
A lot of fucking money.
Hey, look, I had a job. Here's your money. Shut up, woman. Shit.
So your mom was pissed as shit when she saw that phone bill.
So me and Chick exchanged numbers and shit. This the beeper days, as a matter of fact. So we exchanged numbers. We chit chatting here and there. She talking a lot of shit. Phone, like, okay, bad. This might be some action. So it's time for us to finally meet.
Hold on. How old were you?
That was like 17 to 18.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's finally time to meet. And she's like, well, hey, why don't you meet me at this address? We can finally meet and hang out and kick it. Bet. So
they were trying to rob your ass.
I get to the address. Yeah, I get to the address. It's a church.
Oh shit!
Oh, gotcha.
Did you go in?
Yeah, I went in. It's like, ain't this a bitch? I gotta go in.
You dressed with your club shit on.
Yeah. I was chilling. So I go in, and here's the other kicker. Because this is all phone conversation. This is catfish action. So she did not look like the way she described. So not only am I in church, she's not really my speed. So I'm like kind of stuck. She done took me around meeting everybody. So I'm like, damn, I can't just bounce.
Oh my God, that's horrible. I would have been like, I was like, I got to go to the bathroom, and I would have fucking left. Get the fuck out of here. I'm not going to stick around.
Oh,
that's wild, man. That's wild.
That's fucked up.
Oh, shit. They got a Netflix documentary about your story. That's crazy.
Yeah, right.
That's fucking nuts, dude. But you could easily catfish people back then because nobody you couldn't see what anybody looked like. That's crazy.
Wait, so I'm saying, have either one of y'all have either one of y'all dated a real religious woman?
No.
Because
as soon as I'm like, I want to go to church, I'm like, that's not gonna happen.
No,
fuck off. Like that's an automatic no for me. Absolutely not.
Yeah. Like when I was out there, like if I ever like using any of the apps or whatever like that or dating services, like if you were like, like the number one turn off for me is like I fear God, like in their profile. I'm like, that's a no for me. Yeah. That's a no for me. Like no.
Like I stopped going to church when I was like 15.
Right.
Yeah.
So like, no. Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Come
I
with me every
definitely.
Sunday. I like to sleep
To
Yeah,
do
in.
definitely
what?
in my patient, like my young adult years, I kept running to the girls like, yeah, I'm really in the church and I'm celibate. But one thing I found, the ones that be like, I'm celibate and I'm waiting for God to send me somebody. Look, we may not be fucking, but they went into some wild
Oh yeah,
shit.
they do everything else. Like they try to work.
Oh,
Try to work. Look, you try to work God on a loophole. You a piece of shit. Like don't do that. If you believe in God, like he sees you blowing that dude in the parking lot, that shit counts.
yo, they were like, hey, we can't go that far, but I can do. Oh shit! All right, let me get this premium line. Shit.
Like you know what? The devil is a liar. Like you know what? You got it. You got it. Don't let. But that, I mean, that's always been true. Like it's ridiculous. Yeah, just do what you want. Just do what you want. Like you can't get past God on a technicality. That shit don't work. He's everywhere. Oh, he can't see me giving this handy. Yes, he can. Yes, he can.
Yeah, he saw it.
He saw it, and he was disgusted. He was disgusted by your behavior and your lack of enthusiasm.
He gave you the free will to be able to do it.
Like,
So shut up.
He said next time don't use skin so soft.
Try to have a little bit more vigor. Come on. So we cut to Elijah and his brother Theotis, which is a wild name. Holy shit. Theotis.
Theotis.
Yeah.
Speaking of wild names,
a lot of people don't know this, but that's Micah's newest son's first name. Young Theotis. Yeah, that name is horrible. That's a horrible name. And this nigga don't even look like a Theotis. Get out of here.
Leotis Henry.
It's a wild name. So you kind of come to find out that like Theotis is like, listen, Elijah, you full of shit. You just out here selling bullshit like a whore, just putting out bullshit vibes. Like, the vibes are terrible. And so he's like, look, man, just like, don't worry about it. And Elijah's like, hey, I trust this Ike guy with my daughter. And Theotis is like, nah. How about we get somebody to come up there and run up on his ass? And so, we smash cut to Ike, trying to make time with, or he does make some time.
Trying to make it training?
I mean, yeah, he makes it happen, right? Which is weird. Which is weird because that would mean that JD kind of wanted to fuck his sister, which is a little weird because this woman looks exactly like his sister and is his niece. Technically,
and for all intents and purposes, I'm pretty sure he smashed.
I don't know, man.
He smashed in it hurts me to say it, but yes, he smashed in the scene. He fucked his niece.
He fucked his own niece, right? And he's like, yeah, but I didn't do it with my dick. I did it with this other nigga's dick. Like that still counts, dog. Yeah. She was fine though. I get it. And so he comes out after having a familiar smash. He comes out of his building and a couple of dudes run up on him. He's like, Elijah don't want you hanging around his daughter. And then he proceeds to like beat his ass a little bit, like punch him. And look, Ike starts freaking out, like as JD, like, you're my baby sister, Betty Joe. And he's having a flashback or whatever. And then he starts fighting these guys and then the one dude just punches him in the stomach and that ends that bullshit real quick. And that guy's hair is horrible.
Yo.
Like, what is that wig?
Even by 70 standards, I don't know. I'm looking at it now. It's just like, yo, you like pick a pattern. Yo, pick it out.
Like, yeah, he's got somewhere between a regular light skinned nigga's afro in 1976 and a lion's mane. Like, I don't. Like, it frames the top of his head. It's very strange. Like, very weird.
It's like the wind is constantly blowing. Shit.
Right. Like,
he looked like.
Go ahead.
He looks like fucking Jesse Jackson with Al Sharpton's hair.
Yes, he does.
That's a cross between those two niggas. Didn't they run together forever?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Part of the Rainbow Coalition.
Yeah, absolutely.
Malcolm X and all them niggas.
Yeah, I saw a picture of my dad like back in the 70s. I saw his afro.
Something to be ashamed of.
Yeah, like oh, bro. And it was bad because like my uncles, that shit was tight. Like, that shit was like, bad, like shape up, it's like clean. My dad shit was like, damn. Like, damn.
He had a Gumby out of necessity. Shit just leaning to one side.
Boy, my mother loves your ass. Jesus Christ.
She must have been real impressed with your personality, because look at this shit. Christella gets home and Ike is in the shower and he's just standing there, like daydreaming type of shit. And she's like, "Hey, I forgive you. I'm home." And he's like, he gets out of the shower and she's like, "I missed you so much." He's like, "Oh, I missed you, baby." Like, "Oh, it was good to be home." Christella goes out to the Royal Pharmacy to get some items. She comes back and this is where the movie just went the fuck off the rails.
Yo, he didn't even wait. Oh, is it the same day? It can't be.
I don't think maybe it's the next day. Maybe she went out for groceries and he was like, "Let me hit it with the new shit." Like when she get back.
He did not even wait a week.
No.
JD couldn't wait a week
to get that fucking goddamn conch put in his hair. So JD comes out of Ike/JD comes out of the bathroom with a conch perm, and he looks goddamn ridiculous. Jesus, it's like a fucking helmet.
I thought he was wearing a hairnet.
It does look like he was wearing a hairnet for like a hot second. It's like, "What's the matter, baby? You don't like your daddy's conch?" I'd be like, "No, I don't care for it. I don't care for this at all. Bitch, JD got to get it together."
I think I may add that to my vocabulary.
You don't like daddy's conch?
Yeah, anytime anything's going wrong, like, "What's the matter? You like your daddy's conch?"
Yo, this scene is bananas. Like his mannerisms and everything.
Yeah, they're just fucking on an 11. And so he's like,
you gotta get away with what I got to do. Get that fat foot off my back.
Yeah, like, yo, what are you even talking about? Like, I don't speak 1942 nigga. Like, I don't. Like, I just don't know what you're referring to. And he goes, "I hate bitches like you. You think you're better than somebody." It's like, I think she just doesn't want to get manhandled. I think that's really her only issue in this scene. And so she runs off, and he, according to Amazon closed captions, snarls at her, which I thought was funny. And then he grabs her up because, you know, you got to feel that titty one more time. It's unacceptable. Like, again, the abuse / like sexual assault is, again, on full display. It's on full display. And then he proceeds to rape her. Like, he tries to rape her.
Yeah.
And it's pretty off-putting, I have to say. It's the scene is given the seriousness that it deserves. And it's fucked up. Like, it's brutal, right? Like, it's pretty brutal. It's like ripping her pantyhose and shit like that. It doesn't. It's not played for laughs or anything like that. Like this whole 30 minutes into the end is ridiculous, and most of it's pretty funny. This part is not funny at all. It's just fucked up. And look, shout out to both of them for their portrayal here, because it feels very real. She eventually gets away by smashing like a vase over his head. Yeah, like,
bust that conch wide open.
Yeah, like, you should have taken some of the glass and stabbed his ass. Like, fuck
shit.
And, you know, he ain't doing too good. Like, he's like, "Goddamn bitch," and he's, you know, banging on the door and all this other shit, and she's terrified. And then there's like a scene, like that shot of him just like staring with his hair all fucking disheveled and shit like that, looking like Lil Uzi Vert, because that's what he looks like. He does.
Oh, shit.
And so then he leaves. You will never be able to unsee that. Every time you see that nigga now, you will see this character.
He kind of like Lou Ferrigno. Hopefully walk away with the head.
He thinks he's way bigger than he is. He's like $110. And so then he goes and he puts on a suit from 25 years ago, and he goes to this club.
He goes to Melba's.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much. Fucking Silver Shadows or some shit.
Gentleman's tent.
What's the bar my dad goes to? Fucking Vulcan Blazers. Yeah, it's like by a firehouse. Like it's all like firemen and type shit. Like he's not one. He's just there picking up girls.
Yeah. Either one of you ever been to Melba's?
No, I've never been to Melba's.
Where is Melba's? Is that on Ricerstown Road? No, where is Melba's?
Nah, it's on Greenmount. So that's
Oh shit! No. Damn, that's in my old house. That's crazy. Deeply local commercial or local commentary right now.
Melba's is a wild scene, bro. Like before I left, I would always probably go to Melba's like twice a year. Only because,
why? To see your grandma? Like what the fuck?
My best buddies I grew up with. No, I'm gonna tell you. So the reason I would go is because one of my buddies I grew up with from the neighborhood, that was his spot. He loved fucking hoes. So whenever he was having a birthday party for him or his wife, he'd be like, "Yo, you come to the party?" I'm like, yeah, I'm coming. Where is it? I mean, you know it's at Melvin's. Like, yeah, I know. I asked, thought you might surprise me and shit. But
somewhere else, please. Yeah, I don't.
I'll give Melvin his props though. The chicken, the fucking food is fucking magnificent, and the drinks are strong and cheap as shit.
Yeah, it's on Greenmount Avenue, nigga. That's why.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
You're gonna get some high grade entertainment. It's gold teeth everywhere in the dance.
Oh, I bet it is. I bet the dancing is wild. Holy shit.
Yeah, I just go there, post up, get my food, get my drink, and just watch the fucking insanity and laugh my ass off all night.
Oh shit, I do know where this is. Oh man. Damn.
What?
No, I didn't know where it was on Greenmount. Yeah, I know where this is. Damn, that food does look really good. I'm looking on Google Images. All right, bet. So JD heads down to this local Melba's joint, and he's down there. He's dressed like it's 1942. And this woman comes up. She's like, "Damn, I ain't seen them kind of threads in 25 years." He's like, "Look sharp, don't I?" I was like, "Oh, dear God." Yeah, he gave a little shoulder, fucking little bop. He sees
terrible.
He sees this woman who is also perpetually trapped in a later age, I guess, and he like, yeah, she looked good. He hollers at her. She immediately was like, "Yeah, all right, I'd like to fuck you," which is like, wow, okay, things move quickly. They barely had a conversation.
You know why? She like that is conk.
Yeah, she saw that conk under that hat. She was like, you know what? I'm into it. Yes, I'll take two. And so they immediately go back to her place. But before we get to that scene, because oh boy, holy shit,
this is like the scene that everyone plays.
Yes, absolutely.
When they talk about this movie.
But before we get there, so we see Christella and her friends talking to her ex-husband, and the ex-husband's like, "Look, I'm gonna get this guy. I'm gonna shoot this motherfucker." And the doctor friend is like, "Hey man, like he's not being himself, like it's crazy, and he's had headaches. He's been having headaches, man. I don't know." And he's like, he kept saying he was JD Walker, and they're like, "Oh shit." He's probably possessed by the ghost of J.D. Walker, and they're all cool with that explanation, for some fucking reason, except for the cop, who's the most logical person. He's like, "No, he beat her up. I'm gonna shoot that nigga. Like, I don't give a fuck about ghosts." The other police are like, "I don't know, man. Ghosts do kind of be possessing people down here. Like that is common shit. Like we can't ignore it,
bro." Open your mind. Don't be so close-minded.
Yeah, like open your third eye. Simmer down. and that cop is like, I am a man of fucking science. But they don't believe him. Cut back to post coitus with this woman that JD picked up, and she said that was the quote. That's the best fucking I've ever had.
Yeah, just straight.
That's because you've been dealing with Ace.
Yeah, you're dealing with the Ace.
Yo, I know that whole line. You know why I know that whole conversation even before I even saw this movie? Ghostface Killer's first CD, Iron Man.
Is that clip in there?
Yeah, this clip plays right before the song Wildflower. No, what the fuck is going on? That shit's funny as hell.
That's the best fucking I've ever had.
My man's home.
Yeah, he ain't even concerned. My man's home. He like,
cool,
and so what?
Fight that comes out with that look on his face. That's right.
I fucked your woman. Like she's like, oh, my man's home. And it's hilarious because she's like, my man's home, and JD's response is, better go talk to him. like, I don't give a fuck. And she runs out the bedroom guilty as fuck. Hey baby, what you doing? Trying to put a robe on and shit. And he's like, you got a nigga in here. Like, I ain't dumb. Like, come on, man. Like, he like, you don't like me that much. Like, why you all up my face? Like, knock it off. And he's like, I'm gonna kick that son of a bitch's ass. And he's like, he just comes out like, what's up? What's up, bro?
Look on his face.
Like, what you want? He's like, I fucked your woman. Like, that's his first line to this dude. Like, she's your woman.
Yo, the way he inflects fucked is ridiculous.
That would make me furious, yo.
Yeah. And like that dude is like, I'm gonna rip your ass apart. Yeah, like, you know what? I get it. But at the same time, you gotta be leery about a dude who's that arrogant after fucking your girl.
Like, I fucked your bitch, what are you gonna do about it? And then he pulls out a razor and I'm like, you know what?
I ain't like her anyway.
And go home.
Yeah, I'd be like, you know what? I ain't like her anyway. She is a skank. You right. You got it. Hope it was good, dog. I'm out. Like, I'm not trying to get cut up. Like, that's just not, it's not for me. That's not what is in my itinerary for today. Like, get the fuck out of here. And, but this dumb nigga thought he was like, he was going to fight him. And he ran in and JD cut his ass. And he says, after he cut him, he's like sitting back laughing, doing the shoulder shit. And he was like, I'm going to cut you every which way but loose, which is a wild line to tell somebody after cutting them with a razor. And then he proceeds to do it like 4 more times.
Like, come on.
Yeah, like it ain't right, man. It ain't right. This guy's got ketchup all over his new suit. Like, it's terrible. It's terrible.
Ketchup, acrylic paint.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, that razor is not causing that much bloodshed.
Well, it's because you don't know how to use a razor properly, son. Like, you ain't never done it like he do it. And so he cut him like 3 times, and then he just looks over at this woman and she's crying or whatever, and he's just like, what can you do? And then he literally goes over to the guy and he's like, stay down, or I'm gonna kill you. And the guy's just like, you got it. Like,
yeah,
I concede this fight.
Understood.
I lost. Yeah, I lost by a lot. I didn't even get a punch in. And then he wipes his knife he wipes his knife on that guy's tie. That's fucked up. It's disrespectful.
Hey, look at that. Big nigga got some brains at home.
Big nigga got some sense.
Like the wild thing is, I feel like if she was up for it, he would have fucked that woman again right in front of that guy as he bled out. Like I feel like he would have. Like, he was that ridiculous. And I think she was kind of like, she was feeling a little bit. She's like, you know what? I might throw it at him again. Like, this nigga's kind of hardcore. Because look, every once in a while, you got to show him where the line is. You got to bring out the nigga act for him every once in a while. They like that. Now go smoke some weed. Fuck your woman. Like, God damn. We see JD drive up to the church where Elijah is, and he just stands there, and Elijah just kind of realizes, like what's going on. Again, demon possessions are very common down in New Orleans, so no one thinks that anything's weird about a ghost possessing a young man just randomly who needs revenge. And so Elijah's like, nah, yo, that's JD. I know for a fact. He goes and tells his brother, Theotis, he's like, look, what we did to him was fucked up. And, you know, until he comes to grips with that heinous crime,
right,
like, shit's gonna, you know, he ain't gonna ever leave. And so he's like, let's go talk to him. And Elijah's like, I'm gonna talk to him. Like, you know, man to man, I'm gonna talk to him. And Theotis is like, oh yeah, I'm gonna talk to him too. And he puts a gun in his in a holster, like, no, I'm gonna talk to that nigga real quick. Like, shoot his ass. Just like I shot him before.
You know what the funniest thing is about this part when he walks into the church when they start to try to step to him, he whips out the razor again. Did you catch that little click noise? It's like the razor was a 9mm.
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Everybody was like, you know what? You got it, dog.
Like, no, it's 40 of y'all in there. I think y'all can take it.
Yeah, just a fucking bum rush. You don't have to be like a ninja in a bad movie where you fight one at a time. Like, what the fuck? Just everybody running this guy. One of y'all getting cut. Like, you can guarantee that. A couple of y'all getting cut. But, like, it's only going to be a few. Then just start punching.
Yeah, them oldies always love cutting the motherfucker, though. I remember my uncle's always talking that shit. Yeah, I cut that motherfucker 6 ways to Sunday. Right?
Yeah, I believe my dad stabbed a guy, like, in the ass once. Like, the guy...
Fuck.
Yeah, like the guy, if I recall this, no, might have been in the ass and in the back, which was fucked up. Like the guy took a knife and cut my dad's, like, I think he had a convertible or like a soft top on a car. And the guy stabbed it and like tore it. And like my dad found him and was like, oh yeah, bet. It's like, wow, it just hit his ass. It was like, yeah, don't fuck with my car. Yo, the 70s is a wild time, my nigga. Like, the 70s is a wild time. Like, he ain't go to jail. That nigga just bled and, like, went home. He all right.
Like, you cut me.
Yeah.
I guess it's better to get shot. Like, niggas will just put a bullet in your fucking head now.
Yeah. Like, over bullshit. Over looking at their car. Like, so then we kind of find out, we get the sort of final moments of this where JD's like, look, I want to see y'all on the killing floor. Theotis knows what the killing floor is. He know where it is. I'll be there. And so they all show up to talk to JD. And you come to find out that Theotis admits that he's the one that killed the woman, JD's sister. And Elijah's daughter, who's actually Theotis' daughter, finds out as well. She's there when all of this is being admitted to. And so she finds out he actually killed her mother. There's a struggle between Theotis, Elijah, and the daughter, and the gun goes off and kills Theotis. Meanwhile, while they're struggling with the gun, JD is in the back doing twirls and shit like, yeah, kill him. This is fucking dancing. The shit is weird. It's very weird.
He's twirling a razor. He got the shimmy on it. Yo, he is into it. Yes. Yo, it is wild.
He's having a blast.
The weirdest thing about this, like, revenge plot is that JD is an innocent person, actually, like, in the whole story. Like, he's, like, you would have thought, like, he's just getting people back who killed him because, like, he stole drugs from them or he killed somebody, right? Like, nah, yo, they killed his sister and he got framed for it, and then the other dude shot him. Like he was a...
JD just happened.
Yeah, go ahead.
JD just happened to not be shit.
Yeah, he's just an ain't shit nigga in general, but, like, he didn't do anything that deserved to be shot. Specifically at that time. Probably other times, but...
Right, he probably did deserve to be shot for some other shit. But, like,
yeah, but not this. So
I really want to know, what was the director's notes for this scene as JD was watching all this shit go down? Like, yo, just spin and just lose your shit and, like, twirl the razor with it. Like, yo, it makes no sense whatsoever.
It's like, he probably was just like, yo, just wild out. Just wild out. Like, I don't know. Like we don't have a script. And then Glynn Turman was like, I got it. Like, I'm just gonna improvise this shit. Like, I don't even worry about it. And so after that scene, Theodos is dead. So he is paid for the debt that killing that his daughter's mother. Elijah goes back to the church. He's asking God for forgiveness for what happened. He feels horrible. Then back at the police station, a JD-less Ike comes in and turns himself in, and he's like, "Hey, man, like, I don't remember what happened. Like, a lot of weird things happened." And they're like, "Oh yeah, you were just possessed by a demon, nigga. Like, we get that. Like, that shit happens all the time." Again, what kind of spooky Keystone Cops are these? Like, what are you doing? Like, the shit is ridiculous. And they're just like, "You're free to go." Free to go. Like,
the funny part near the end, when they're talking about it, like, he's kind of doesn't believe him. He's like, hypnotism, possession. Like, I'm like, yo, nigga, look at your hair. Like,
right? You don't remember none of that shit. Right. You ain't go down. Like, you did not voluntarily go down to the beauty mart to buy that shit. A demon made you do it. Like I get it.
Wait, I gotta go backwards for a minute. This is real nitpicky. So I was just looking at the scene again when with the daughter crying over Theodos's body. Theodos, that's what his name is. And so I'm thinking, all right, so Theodos killed her mother. I remember seeing the scene when he killed her. She was nowhere near 9 months pregnant, like she was about to pop.
No, she was not. Nah, yo.
If he killed her,
no, I actually think the child's already born at that point.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. I think the child's already born. So I that's the only explanation that makes sense to me, is that the baby had already been born, but just under the impression of like, oh, that's Elijah's baby. Like, no, it's not. She lied. She got pregnant by your trifling ass. And so Christella forgives Ike, and his friends all forgive him because they realize that obviously he was possessed by a demon. And, again, very common thing that happens down there, like, all the time. And so
it's a Tuesday.
Yeah, like, why else would he be wearing that suit and have that perm and was acting that way? Is obviously a demon. And so everybody's like, yeah, you look good.
You think they really permed his hair, or was that a wig?
Say again?
You really think they permed his hair, or was that a wig? I'm trying to look at it. It don't look like a lace front. I can't see no seams to it.
I mean, it's a pretty good wig.
You sure it's a wig? You think it's a wig?
I mean, it's Glynn Turman, Like, again, he was taking this role mad serious. I think he probably went and got a call.
Yeah, he might have committed.
Yeah.
You see. Yeah, I can't tell.
Like, it might be a little bit of both. Like, he got the conch, but they had to add a little bit to it, give it some body. Like, I don't know. Like, shit looks ridiculous. So they leave. All four of them leave. And they go about their lives because, again, demon possession is accepted as a completely reasonable thing in New Orleans all the time. So if you're ever in New Orleans, you want to do a crime, when they arrest you, you just be like, "Look, I was possessed by a demon," and they're like, "You right, you free to go." So there you go. That is JD's Revenge. Hell of a ride. Just ridiculous. Any final words before we get out of here?
That's right.
This shit was
a
joke. Sucker.
That's the final word.
God.
That's the final word.
I was waiting for a freeze frame at the end of the shit. Everybody jumping in the air.
Right? Like, demons. Like, this shit is weird. All right.
I love this movie. It's hilarious, man. It's a classic. So yeah, I definitely may watch this again just for the hell of it.
There you go. All right, Deacon, you're the guest. Tell people, look, you're an actor, man. Like, what can they see you in?
My shit, I don't have a good joke for that one right now. You may catch me in. Well, you won't catch me in is We Own the City because my part got cut. That's a whole.
Yeah, that was a bummer, man. That was a bummer.
But yeah, no, I'm working on some things right now. Got a few commercials coming out this way in LA, so I don't know if they'll be shown nationally. It may just be regional.
Okay.
You may still see me popped up at a commercial back east in Maryland that's still rolling around. The Security Plus credit union, that one's still kind of rotating. That's it. I'm just going to be out here just trying to get out and be seen and make some things happen. So we'll see. Right. But for the time being, you can find me at Dorian Christian on Instagram. And if you dare, you can find me at Deacon Parker on Facebook.
Oh, boy.
A little bit wild.
Yeah, don't do that. That's a mistake. All right, that is it for us for episode 226. We'll be back next week for another preview episode for episode 227. Later, guys.
Take it easy.
Peace.
You're watching the Black on Black Cinema YouTube channel. Make sure you check out our full reviews of Black movies, past and present. And every other week, we do a preview episode where we talk about a random topic that affects the Black community.